Welcome, and before you start, please ensure that you are barefoot, that you have a rolled towel nearby as a cushion for your head, and you either have enough space on the floor or a yoga mat laid out ready to go. If you experience any discomfort, please stop and note it in your logbook. Let's begin. We'll start with 5 marches on the spot, knees nice and high, arms free and swinging. Then we'll do 5 shoulder shrugs, lifting up and exhaling on the out breath. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Compass calibration. So we're going to circle through our 4 points of compass in ever decreasing circles, roughly 5 times in one direction. And once you've come to a stabilized point, we'll then circle in the opposite direction, traveling through your 4 points of compass. When we come to rest, we'll be settling and entering into nodding dog. We'll gaze to the sky and then slowly to the floor. And with each nod, trying to change direction as you notice the muscles activate to try and hold the head in its position, reducing that movement each time you move forwards and backwards like a seesaw, balancing the head at the top of the spine. A little shake of the head at the top to feel and notice the freedom. Now to the feet. We're going to pick our toes up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and soften for 3 counts. That was 1. We'll do 2 and soften. 3 and soften. And your final 1. And soften. We'll then spread our toes wide after softening. There you go. Spreading our toes wide as you can, little toe as far away from the big toe as possible. And then again, softening those toes. Each time, thinking about the space between the toes that you can create. Initially might take a bit of concentration, and I sometimes use my hands as a reminder that I'm trying to spread my toes wide. Once you've completed 4 toe spreads, we'll do the scrunch. This is your last one. So the scrunch is like a cat pawing at the floor. We're going to alternate left and right or right and left 10 times in total, 5 scrunches on each foot. Onto the ankle rotations. Standing on one foot, rotating the ankle 3 times in one direction and then 3 times in the opposite direction. Switching feet. 3 circles in one direction and 3 circles in the opposite direction. We'll then do some bounces. 10 bounces in total. So for every arm swing, we do 2 little bounces, and that will total 10. And then onto our leg swings, forwards and backwards for 5 times, really feeling the leg weighty like a pendulum swinging forwards and backwards. Then we'll do the rotation at the hip joint where we turn the knee into the centre and out. Again, every in and out counts as 1. We'll do 5 on our left and 5 on our right. And once we've finished, find a nice stable place to stand and we'll do a roll down. So taking a breath at the top and then rolling down through your vertebrae. When you can get no further, folding at the hips, softening at the knees and letting the head hang at the bottom. Take a breath and then return back to standing, unfolding and uncurling on your way. A breath at the top and then you continue that journey. Now you may feel some stretches here, and as long as it's only a stretch and it's not uncomfortable or painful, continue. If you do feel any discomfort, it's too much to bear, please return to standing, or equally so, head down to the floor and take a moment's rest. And this will be your final one. Before we then go into our side rolls. So arms raise, place your right arm to the side and lean over, allowing that body to stretch, and then fold forward and return back to standing through the middle. We'll repeat on the opposite side. Both arms up, drop down your left arm and lean over. Still trying to keep that balance between your feet, centralising your centre of gravity. We'll do one more on each side. And then release. Working always with the breath, ensuring the action is on an out breath. And feel free to take a breath at the bottom before you roll back up to standing. When we get to the top, we're going to do 5 shoulder rolls. 5 forwards to begin with. 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then 5 backwards. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Before we go on to our stretches, we're going to do a nodding dog, looking up to the sky and down to the floor. Just noticing that balance point, reducing your movement each time you nod, looking up and down. Okay. When you feel that nice balance point, have a little shake of your head and notice how that feels. On to stretches. So the pectoral muscle stretch first. Find a surface you can rest your elbow on, and then we're going to lean away from the wall. We're holding these stretches for around 20 seconds, no more than 30. And with every stretch, continue to breathe in a nice, calm and relaxed way. And when we finish the stretch, return back to balance. Release your arm, have a little mobile, shrug, and then return to do the opposite side. Leaning forwards, getting that stretch across the front of the chest. And again, continuing to breathe. Coming back, releasing the arm, and then find a comfortable surface to stand on, maybe not on the yoga mat. Okay, so these are your neck stretches. We'll lean our ear towards our shoulder, starting off with the right side, and we're going to look down towards the shoulder, still trying to keep that relationship of the ear and the shoulder, and reaching down with the opposite hand if you feel the need to deepen the stretch. Again, for no more than 20 seconds. And then roll that head back to centre and lift it up so you're looking at the horizon. Take a moment here before then stretching the opposite side, leaning down to the left side, rotating and looking down towards the floor or the shoulder, and lengthening through the opposite hand for a deeper stretch. Once again, we'll return back to centre once the stretch is complete, and then bring your head up to look at the horizon. In between, have a little moment, shrug the shoulders if you need. Now we'll do the next stretch, which is going to be tilting to the side and then gazing up towards the sky. Now your range of motion may be limited here, so again, only work within your own limitations. As soon as you feel the stretch, pause there, breathe through it. And again, to deepen, you could reach gently down with the opposite hand. Rotating the head, looking down towards the floor, come back to centre and look at the horizon as you lift your head, before then repeating the exercise on the opposite side, tilting the head to one side, gazing at the sky, continuing that nice, relaxed, controlled breathing. Imagining the muscles softening and relaxing. When your 20 seconds are up, gently rotate your head back, gazing at the floor. Rotate to the centre and lift to look at the horizon. Okay, chin tuck. If you place your hand just at your collarbone, top of the ribs, we're going to draw the head away from the finger and hold for 5 counts. And then soften for 3. We'll repeat this 4 times. This is number 2. Number 3. And soften. And last one. Number 4. With the aim of the chin and the finger not meeting in between the rests after 5 counts. We'll hold those for 5 counts and release for 3. Okay, we'll now head towards the mat. I would encourage you to roll down through the body to get to the floor to make it nice and comfortable and easy for the body. No shocks, no sudden movements. So stretching us out long on the mat, turning out your ankles so that we reduce the mobility and movement in the lower part of the body. And we're lifting one arm at a time, 10 hand raises in total. 2. Focusing really on the shoulder blade. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Onto our I to W. Both arms have kind of hovering above the ground, and you bring the elbows down to the side. There's 5 in total for this round. Just keeping that movement nice and smooth. And then lengthening those arms again for a double hand raise. We'll do just a maximum of 3 right now. And if we need to alter it, we can do at our contact session. But anything between 1 and 3 is fine. Repeating the I to W. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Leaving the hands by the shoulders, we're going to do our diamond press. Gently pressing into the floor, lifting the head and the upper back, but not staring at the sky. This is a very gentle movement, trying to activate those muscles in the upper back and the neck. Again, between 1 and 3 of these is fine. Maybe just note how many you've done, and we can always make amends at our contact session. Have a rest between these 2 sets. Come back into child's pose, hips to heels, and take 3 inhales here. Let your body have a moment of recovery, and then we'll go back and repeat. So making yourself nice and long again on the floor, remembering to turn out those ankles, switching off any muscle activation in the lower body, and then gently reaching that hand off the floor, activating those shoulder blade muscles. 2, 3, 4, there are 10 in total. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and your final one, 10. Into the I to W, drawing those elbows to your sides. Again, really feeling a squeeze in those muscles in your back. Hovering those arms above the ground as you complete this exercise. Only 5 in this part. And at the end, on your last one, return the arms long for our double arm raise. Again, anything between 1 and 3. Working within your limitations. If you're feeling like it's getting to be hard work, then stop. Back to the I to W. 5, 4, 3, 2, and your final one. Off you go. Hands to shoulders, diamond press, pressing gently, raising that head off the floor and back down again. Again, working with your breath. You will probably feel the abdominal muscles activate as you do these exercises. That's totally fine. What we don't want to feel is anything really from the pelvis or the hips below getting involved. Coming back into child's pose, hips to heels, and again, 3 nice, deep, relaxed breaths to allow the body to rest before we come back to standing. When we return to standing, tuck those toes, send the heels to the ground, hips to the sky, shake of the head, and then very slowly unravel, bending and softening the knees and unfolding through the hips and the spine to ease your body back to standing. Okay, finally, arms up into YMCA, opening the arms, imagining the arms lengthening to either side of the room, and then just resting those arms down by your side. Final nodding dog. Again, this is an awareness nodding dog for you to compare how your head, neck and trunk relationship now feel at the end of the exercises in comparison to the beginning. And a little shake of the head just to make that awareness more known. Please do get some water and log your experiences in your logbook. Happy singing.